Jai Hind, Namaskar. So I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good morning, everyone. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Just confirm me once. Good morning. Okay. So I welcome you all to this session. I welcome you all to this session of daily editorial analysis. Good morning, everyone. So it's beautiful that all of you are waking up in the morning and getting ready for the editorial session. So let's start with this one positive note. Many a times when you are preparing for UPSC examination, it may come to your mind that the things are not going in your way, or you may think this one part that maybe I am not able to write answers, I'm not able to solve questions, I don't have that much of like dedication or that much of intelligence. But remember one thing, everyone is having the same mind, having the same capacity. If you are here, if you are watching this video, it means you are dedicated also. So the entire energy is inside you. The entire energy is inside you. You have to just recognize it. You may have seen, we have a very important mythological example also. Like you may be aware about Lord Hanuman. So he was having all the powers, but then he used to forget about it. He used to forget about it, that what are his powers. In the same manner, you all have that energy, you all have that power, you all have that courage and intelligence. The only thing is, you have to recognize it, you have to use it. So good morning, everyone. Let's start. Last day, I have given you this one question for practice. So tell me, how many of you have written that answer? How many of you have written that answer? See, I am giving you regular questions for practice. So you have to start writing. Many a times after 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, people ask generally this question. Sir, I want to write answer, but I don't know where to begin, where to start. So you have written answers. I hope all of you have written that answer. We have written both of them. That's quite good. Yes. Okay. So I told you that we will discuss this one question. India's climate commitment falls short of global efforts. Comment. Falls short of global efforts. So this is one type of question which you get in examination. ये एक type का question है जो आपको exam में मिल सकता है. Here, if you look at this, the statement is saying that India's climate commitment is not sufficient enough. It is saying that India's climate commitment is not sufficient enough. And then you have to comment. So comment is your viewpoint. When we have the word comment, it is your viewpoint. It is generally your viewpoint. But see, if we are having a statement, India's climate commitments fall short of global effort. So there is two parts. Either you can say that yes, it is true, or you can say that no, it's not so much correct. You can agree with it, you can disagree with it. If you think that India's climate commitment is not sufficient enough, you can say that yes, we are not making progress and everything. You can write about it. But if you think that no, yes, India is making good efforts, the efforts by India are as per its respective capabilities, then you can write this answer in this manner that the statement is not correct here. So now generally you can adopt any manner, you can adopt any viewpoint, but generally we will try to keep it in this way that this statement is not correct. Generally we try to keep it in this way that this statement is not correct. Okay. हम अपनी गलती क्यों माने? Okay. हम क्यों माने कि भाई हमारा कमिटमेंट कम है? Why we should accept that we are not fulfilling the commitments, we are not working for environment. So this is one part which we have to see, that India's climate commitment falls short of global efforts. Comment. Now in the introduction part, in the intro, we can start with this one part that India has recently announced its NDC. So NDC announcement hai, you can mention about this. You can mention about the NDC announcement. You don't have to give the details of it. You have to just write a few lines that India has recently announced its updated series of nationally determined contributions for the Paris Agreement. So then what you can do, you can just give a one-liner or two-liner for this, that India has announced its NDC. Then what you can make a comparison chart. You can make a comparison chart. Last day I have shown you the comparison chart. So if you want, you can compare NDC 1, NDC 2 and NDC 3. So just make a chart where you can compare NDC 1, 2 and 3. Then coming to this one part, here you can say that some people say that India's climate commitment is not sufficient. Okay. So this is the first part where you have written introduction. Second part where you have given a comparison. Third part, make a flow chart. Make a flow chart again where you are writing this part. Make a flow chart like this where you are writing this part, that criticism of Indian NDC. There you can mention that India is third largest greenhouse gas emitter. Okay. There is question on reliability. There is a question on reliability of carbon sink. There is also actual energy. It is just 25%, etc. So you can mention that if we are talking about India, what has been the criticism? That will be the third part. But don't write it in the words, because you have to write only in 150 words. You have to give your answer in 150 words. So make use of these flow charts or comparison charts. This will save your word, plus you will add more and more content also. So this will be the third part of answer, the criticism. Now coming to this part where you are going to defend it. The fourth part, defending. Okay. The fourth part is defending India's climate commitment. Okay. So here you are going to write this part, that why it is optimum. You will give a heading, you will give a subheading, India's climate commitments. India's climate commitment are optimum. Why? Okay. Because India per capita emission, here you can give this part, that our per capita emission is quite lower, 1/3 of global average. This is 1/3 of global average. Okay. We see that we have other developmental priorities. We have the developmental priorities. We have to also see this one part, that we have to feed the population, feeding population, feeding a large population. So you can mention that what are the priorities of India. Climate is of course a priority, but it is not the only priority for India. There are other priorities also. We have to feed the population, we have to provide them employment, we have to increase the energy production. So that's why India's climate commitment are optimum. India's climate commitment are optimum. And then when you are writing the conclusion, there you can say that the Paris Agreement is based on the fundamental principle of common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities. Okay. We have a principle called as CBDR and RC, common but differentiated responsibility and respective capabilities. We can mention that India's climate commitment are in line with the foundational principle of Paris Agreement, that is common but differentiated responsibility according to respective capabilities. Okay. So our commitment are as per our capabilities. We cannot be forced to do what other developed nations are doing. Our situation is not the similar as case of the developed nation. Okay. तो आई थिंक अब देखो, अब हमारे पास क्या क्या ऑप्शन हो गया. वी हैव स्टार्टेड फर्स्ट विथ एनडीसी, फिर हमने कंपैरिजन किया. थर्ड वर्ड वी हैव मेक द फ्लो चार्ट. फोर्थ वर्ड वी हैव डिफेंडेड दिस आइडिया of why this is optimum, and then we have written conclusion. So can you write in this manner? Can you write in this manner in less than 150 words or not? No, there is no need to explain the parts. There is no need to explain the parts if you have mentioned it in flow chart. देखो आप भी पढ़े हो, जो कॉपी चेक कर रहा है वो भी पढ़ा लिखा है. So they know that if the word limit is 150 words, you don't have to explain it. You know it, we know it. So I think if a question like this come, you can answer it easily now. %80 similar. Good. Those who have not written the answer, I urge you, please write the answer. This is the best opportunity when you can also learn the answer writing along with the classes. कि क्लासेस तो चल ही रही है, साथ में आप आंसर राइटिंग की प्रैक्टिस भी कर लोगे. So this is the best opportunity for you that you can start answer writing as with the classes. You are getting the content also, then you are getting the question also. Now coming to today's topic. आज का टॉपिक क्या है? फर्स्ट, द अदर साइड ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री इन स्पोर्ट्स. So this article, what is the context of this article? Context is just simply this: the manufacturing sector related to sports. This is the main theme here. This is the main theme here. Now what we see, कोई बात नहीं अंजलि, you have not written it last day, so you can write it today. We are again going to have some questions on the basis of today's topic, so you can write that. Now see, so here we are having this one topic. You may be aware we are having IPL. Before the IPL, we were having the World Cup, ICC T20 World Cup. Before that also some game. Before that also some game. There is Women World Cup also, which we have won. There is various pro kabaddi league and other things which are going on. There is some football events and hockey events also going on. And at the same time, many other sports, badminton to tennis to many other events are going on in India in the present times. Now, sports has become a lucrative career. It is something which is very much like providing huge amounts of money to the people. Now there is a lot of a scope which has come up in the sports sector. So now there is a section of the economy which is related to the manufacturing of the sports equipment. So let me give you the context of this. Okay. If we talk about the syllabus, it is related to GS paper 3, mobilization of resources, growth, development and employment. There is no such previous year question with respect to this topic as of now, but yes, you can expect that in future. So as of now, there is no such PYQ with respect to here. Now come to this part. What is the background? The background is this, that Niti Aayog, we have this Niti Aayog, and this Niti Aayog has come up with a report. The report is titled Realizing the Export Potential of the Sports Equipment Manufacturing Market in India. So Niti Aayog has come with a report which is trying to explore the potential of export of sport equipments in India. So what we see that realizing the export potential of the sport equipment manufacturing market in India, that is basically the title of the report. ये basically title है इस report का. Now, what has been said in this report? इस report में आखिर क्या बोला गया? And what are the ambitions? Let us look at this. First of all, there is a projection and ambition by 2036. It says that our export right now is at $275 million. We want to increase it $8.1 billion by 2036. Our global export market share is 0.5% right now. We want to increase it to 11%. Okay. Around 54 lakh jobs can be created with respect to this sports equipment manufacturing. And at the same time, there can be an investment of up to 7,500 crore to strengthen this ecosystem. So there is a discussion about investment, there is a discussion about employment, there is a discussion about export potential. Okay. There is a discussion about this export potential. Okay. All these things can be done with respect to the sports equipment manufacturing in India. ये सभी target fix किया गया. All these targets have been fixed. But now the question is, why we are not having this thing in India right now? Why we are not having this sports manufacturing in India right now? India, if you look at this, we have a culture of sports in India. There are so many famous personalities related to sports in India. But despite all these things, why our performance in a sports manufacturing, a sports industry is very much limited? In fact, you will find this. Let me give you an idea. There is one private board in India, Board of Cricket Control in India. It is a private organization. Board of Cricket Control in India. It is a private organization. It is the richest board of cricket in the entire world. It is the richest board. It is the richest board of cricket in the entire world. So we are having some of the prominent players, we are having some of the prominent sports persons in India. And despite this, our sport manufacturing, if you look at this, it is having a share of just around 0.5%. So what is the reason? Quality dominates the industry. So let us try to identify the reasons behind it. Why the poor? Why we are having a dismal performance? Okay. See, in case of India, if we talk about the sports manufacturing, sports equipment manufacturing, when we talk about this sports equipment manufacturing, this is something which is dominated by, it is dominated by MSME sector, micro, small, medium enterprises. Okay. They are having labor intensive they are having this labor intensive. They are having this labor intensive production. They are having this labor intensive production. There is lack of technology here. There is lack of technology here. It is one of the main part. There is a lack of technology here, or limited technology adoption. You can say that there is a limited technology adoption. There is a limited technology adoption. That is one of the major drawbacks of Indian sports manufacturing. Second, we see that there is lower cost efficiency. Lower cost efficiency. And we are not even talking about the global level. Even if we talk about our neighboring countries like China or Pakistan, we see that 15% more expensive, 15% more expensive, or more cost than Pakistan or China. That our manufacturing cost is 15% higher as compared to Pakistan or China. Our manufacturing cost is 15% higher as compared to this. Okay. We see that there is also requirement. There is a requirement of specialized polymers. There is a requirement of better fabric, carbon composite, precision tools, which is having limited production in India. So there is a requirement. There is this requirement of specialized polymers, carbon composites, better tools. So these all things are having limited production in India. They are having this limited production in India. So that is also one of the factors why we are lacking here in case of sports equipment manufacturing. Why we are lacking here in sports manufacturing equipment. So now if we are having limited production, can we import it from outside? If our raw material is not good, if our raw material is not sufficient, so can we import it from outside? So yes, there is an option. We can import raw material. We can import raw material. But then again, there is a challenge. High import duty. Higher import duty. There is a higher import duty on the import of the raw materials from outside. There is another factor. We see that most of the manufacturing is located in northern areas. Okay. The manufacturing, if we talk about this, manufacturing, this is concentrated in north states. Now tell me one thing. The northern states, are they having easy access to the ports? If they have to export, they will export it via the sea. If they have to export it, they are going to export it via the sea. But they are having limited or expensive access to ports. The manufacturing is concentrated in northern states. So this is one of the part where we see that there is a limited and expensive access to the ports. That is also one of the factor. Now, if we look at this, there is another factor here. And that is lack of certified production facility. There is a lack of certified production facility. Lack of certified production facility. Okay. Then another part is branding. The branding is also missing. In India, we see that despite having so many players, we are having a failure to create a sport brand. Okay. Lack of brands with global appeal. Okay. You may have seen we have some of the we are having some of the prominent players. If you play cricket, you know that there is a bat which is very much famous. It is having a sticker of MRF. It is having just a sticker of MRF. Now you can see there is a MRF sports manufacturing facility. There is a MRF sports manufacturing facility. They are selling it. If I don't know if you are aware about this or not, earlier Sachin Tendulkar used to play with this MRF bat. Sachin Tendulkar used to play with this MRF bat. And when anyone was going to play cricket in India, they wanted to have the same bat. They wanted to have the bat of MRF. And generally those bats which were slightly heavier, they were having the tag of MRF. Okay. So we have seen that there has been use of MRF bat earlier by Sachin Tendulkar, then by Virat Kohli. Nowadays, Shubman Gill is also using it. So there are many such players who have been using these MRF bats. But it has been still a limited presence. Only some brands have become successful. It's not that we are not exporting. We are exporting, but yes, we have got a limited presence. We have not been able to create the same branding. Like you can see, we have Nike. Okay. We are having some very famous brands. Like suppose Nike is there. So it is so much famous in sports that everyone who is going for sports shoes, they are going for Nike shoes, okay, or Adidas or other shoes. So we have got so many players, we have got so many people, and yes, what we see that despite that we have not been able to create the brands. हम brands create नहीं कर पा रहे. So that is one of the challenges. So we have seen first what is the fact, what is the target, then we have seen what are the challenges. Now coming to the solution part, that what is the way forward. The way forward starts with rationalizing import duties on specialized raw materials. We have seen the problem that import duty is quite higher, so we need to rationalize the import duty on a specialized raw material. We need to have export linked incentive scheme here also. Like we are having production linked incentive scheme, so we need to have export linked incentive which can offset the certification cost and help in participation in international trade platform. So if we are having some export linked incentive scheme for this sector, again, it can help them to reduce the cost and they can compete in the international markets. Then we also need to have internationally recognized testing and certification centers. We need to have the certification of the goods. We need to have the certification of the equipments. So we need to create such global class, global standard certification centers in India, so that if someone is purchasing equipment from here, they know that it is certified by a globally reputed certification center. Like when we are purchasing some utensils, when we are purchasing some items from India, or when we are purchasing something domestic also, we try to look for ISI. Okay, not Pakistan's ISI, ISI marka. Okay, so we try to look for the ISI because it is an assurance of the quality. It is an assurance of the quality. In the same manner, we need a certification in case of our sports goods also. Okay. So again, we will need these things. And also, we need to integrate our technical textiles, footwear production, plastic processing, and light engineering along with these clusters. So we see that we have got so many things going on. We are one of the leaders in production of technical textiles. Government has got a textile mission also. So we are having production of technical textiles. We are one of the very important manufacturers of sports shoes. So despite having all these things, if we are not having the integration, that is a challenge. So we need to have that integration. We need to also invest in local raw material, especially composites and performance fabrics. And finally, we need to have a domestic brand. We need to create some domestic brands. We need to have integration with a sports player. This can work in both manner. The brands, they can help in, the local brands, they can help in supporting the players also. And at the same time, these brands can also get the recognition at global level. So this is one part what we need to do in the case of sports sector. Just like a hawking cooker, famous for gajar ka halwa. Yes, we need to create a similar branding. If you are purchasing a MRF bat, whether you know batting or not, you will still be hitting some sixes. है ना? Whether you are a seasoned player or not, if you are having this bat of MRF, then you are going to play some good shots. तो इसी तरीके से आपको फेमस करना पड़ेगा. I hope that part is clear. So this is our first article with respect to sports manufacturing in India. ये तो मिस ब्रांडिंग हो गई. तो चलो. So this is our first part, the one related to sports manufacturing. We have seen what is its potential and everything. Now coming to the second topic, that is Jan Vishwas 2.0. Jan Vishwas 2.0. So what is this Jan Vishwas 2.0? Let us see about this. What is the meaning of this topic? What it is related to? Good morning, Firoj. So let us see this thing. It is related to government policies and intervention for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. It is part of your GS paper 2. Basically, a new reform in the laws are there. What is the reform? Let me show you. It has been called as Jan Vishwas Amendment of Provisions Bill 2026. It is aimed at decriminalizing minor technical and procedural offenses. So there are so many smaller offenses. There are so many smaller offenses for which people are often going to jail. Let me give you an example. So there was one of the act of Delhi Municipal Corporation. Let me give you this one example also. There is this section 102 of Delhi Police Act 1978. It says that suppose you are there out in any street, अगर आप बाहर किसी street में घूम रहे हो, after the sunset and before the sunrise, and you don't have a proper explanation for this, then you can be arrested and you can be sent for jail for almost 3 months. So there is a provision that if you are going out in the middle of night, you are roaming on a roadside, या आप roadside में रात में घूम रहे हो, after the sunset, before the sunrise, if you are roaming outside on the street, you can be arrested for that. If you don't have a proper explanation कि आप क्यों घूम रहे हो, why are you roaming on the streets in the night, so then you can be sent to jail. Okay. So this is one of the part where you can be sent to jail for a period of 3 months. तो रात में जितने लोग घूम रहे थे, You might not be aware. It's not that it is being enforced in the same manner. It is not being enforced in the same manner. But yes, police do have the power that they can arrest you on this ground, that you are roaming in the street without any reason. Then there is other example. Suppose that a person is smoking in a metro or refusing to vacate a train berth. They can also be sent to jail. But now it is being changed. अभी इसको change किया जा रहा है. ये बात पेरेंट्स को पता लग गई तो फिर बाहर जाना बंद. Now this law has been almost repealed. It has been passed by both the houses of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. It is more likely to be signed by the President. Then it will be officially notified. So this law will be now repealed. So don't worry about it. पहले अगर आप अरेस्ट नहीं हुए हैं तो now you cannot be arrested. There can only be some penalties on you. There can be some fines on you. But everyone has a proper explanation why what they are doing in night out. So this is one part which we see, that there were certain laws like this. Okay. If a person has not got his driving license renewed, there was also a jail for that. Driving license renew nahi karai, chalo jail chalo. So there have been so many. अगर कोई morning walk के लिए जाए तो if there is a sunrise and you have gone after the sunrise, then it's okay. But if you have gone before the sunrise, then you can be questioned on this part. Why are you roaming in the park? The law says this. The law says this, that if you are there outside without any proper reason, then you can be sent to jail. But yes, of course, this is not enforced in the same manner. Yes, same manner में enforce नहीं किया जाता. If you are there out in the street on a vehicle also, मान लो आप रात में किसी गाड़ी में बैठे हुए हो, रात में आपने सुनसान इलाके में गाड़ी लगा दी, आप वहां पे बैठे हुए हो. So now you have to give explanation कि why are you sitting there. मान लो आप सभी लोगों से परेशान होके, अपने घर वालों से परेशान होके बाहर चले गए, रात में 1 बजे बाइक लगाकर उस पर बैठे हुए सोच रहे, you are acting like a philosopher. Yes, this dark night and the moon is there, the stars are there, let's gaze into the sky for some time. So then again you can be questioned on this ground कि भाई क्या कर रहे हो आप यहाँ पे. नहीं, this is covering, let me give you now this part. Okay. That what has been done. This bill, it proposes to amend 784 provision across 79 central laws. So this Jan Vishwas bill which is there, it is like amending 784 provisions across 79 central laws. This is replacing the imprisonment for minor lapses with civil penalties, monetary fines or simple warning. So imprisonment is being reduced, imprisonment is being changed. They are simply going to pay some fine. At the same time, it is going to remove the fear of jail for technical errors that do not harm the public interest. कि थोड़ा बहुत एरर से लोगों को जेल जाना पड़े वो नहीं होगा. They will be simply paying the penalty. Earlier you may have seen that the police is arresting the person. कि पुलिस जो है वो अरेस्ट करके लेके जाती है. वो अदर बात है कि वो छोड़ भी देती है. Our police personnel are very much kind, very much mature, very much kind and mature. If they arrest some person, they also leave them without doing any FIR, without doing any report or anything. Sometimes they generally pick up people and then they leave them. चलो बस तुमको हम पुलिस की गाड़ी से घुमा कर लेकर आते हैं. So we see that thing is also going on in country. What we see that So these minor offenses will not be going to court. There will be some designated officers who can simply levy penalties, which can help to reduce the burden on judiciary. So rather than going to judiciary for small petty offenses, there will be a person, a designated person, who will just issue the penalty. The person will have to pay penalty and then the case will be over. So now there will be no such requirement. There will be no such requirement to go to a judiciary for solving minor offenses, for petty offenses. So what we see, acha, you want to explore the jail also. That's a very, okay, that's a very interesting thought. You want to explore the jail. So what we see, there is a mechanism to automatically increase fine and penalty by 10% every 3 years. So जो penalty है, that will also be increasing by 10% every 3 years. So there is an increment for the penalty also. There is an increment for penalty also. Employees in India might not receive increment. Employees in India might not be receiving increment every year or every 3 years, but the penalties in India are going to get increment after every 3 years. So there is a provision that there will be increment of this penalty by 10% on every 3 years. So this is one part which we see here, ki what they are doing. What are the sectors which are affected? Okay. It is like municipal governance, it is like export regulation, motor vehicle, labor laws. So it is for ease of living. It is going to promote ease of living. It is for ease of doing business. Ease of doing business. It is also for reducing burden on judiciary. Reducing burden on judiciary. It is also to build trust in public. Build trust in public and remove fear. कि fear को हटाना है, trust को build करना है. That is the aim of this Jan Vishwas 2.0. So this is one of the article which has come up with respect to this Jan Vishwas 2.0. कि what are the different things which are being targeted by this article. तो बस एक इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए है. अभी इसमें बहुत ज्यादा मेंस का क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए चांसेस कम है. तो वी आर जस्ट हैविंग अ अवेयरनेस अबाउट इट. वी आर जस्ट हैविंग अ अवेयरनेस अबाउट इट कि क्या क्या चीजें हुई हैं. तो जेल की भजिया मिलती है, हाँ. So this is one part, like in the jail also there is a option of employment. Jail also offers employment. Penalty is something which costs you. Jail is something which can give you employment, है ना? So choose wisely between penalty and jail. ये कहना चाहते हो आप? Okay, I will do that. So your name is gaming, so that's why you are suggesting that we should have some game related question also. Okay, don't worry about it. We will incorporate that. So this is the second part. Now coming to the third portion, this is very important. It is related to GS paper 3. Okay. It is related to GS paper 3, touching on environment and economy. It is touching on this environment and economy portion. तो ये जो टॉपिक है वो आपको एनवायरमेंट और इकोनॉमी को टच करता है. दिस इज रिलेटेड टू जीएस पेपर 3, एनवायरमेंट एंड इकोनॉमी. I am good, Kavita. I hope you are also doing well. And they are considering inflation also. That's good, na? Acha, that is not for normal people. I know. I was just kidding. Now, coming to this part. So this is related to your environment and economy. What is the context here? The context is like there are multiple dimensions of it. Let me tell you what is happening in Bangladesh, Myanmar, and even up to some extent Nepal. There is political turmoil. There is a political turmoil. So what we see that shift of industries or demand of products from India. There is a political turmoil. There is a political turmoil which is going on in Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Nepal. So these countries in South Asia, they are having a similar production goods. They are producing similar type of goods. कुछ goods हैं जो हमारे यहाँ similarly produce होते हैं, especially the textile. One of the common thing, a common good in all these countries is textile. There is a textile sector. There is this textile which is a common good in all these countries. In सभी countries में काफी important. Now here what we see that this textile demand, the demand, this is increasing in India. The export, the demand of goods from India is increasing. But there is a challenge here. This is a positive part, but there is one underlying challenge. There is a challenge. And that challenge is the heat stress. The heat stress in textile sector. That there is a heat stress in the textile sector. We see that there is an impact of heat stress in the textile sector. Now, how this is impacting? What is the impact of this heat stress? There is an impact of this heat stress. So let us try to look at this. See, what is the impact? We have to know about certain data. There will be loss of 5.8% of working hours by 2030. Loss of 5.8% of working hours by 2030 due to excess heat. You may have seen when there is too much hot weather, when there is too much heat, excess heat is there is loss of working hour. Okay. मान लो, suppose right now I am taking a class from a studio which is having AC. So I can take classes for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. But if the same condition is there, that suppose this room is totally packed or this room is having excessive heat, अगर बहुत ज़्यादा heat हो, तो मैं कितने देर class ले पाऊंगा? 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour? In the afternoon, when there is a peak summer time, if there is too much heat, can I be able to take longer classes if there is no functioning AC? अगर एयर कंडीशन ना हो तो क्या क्लास लंबे समय तक लिया जा सकता है? It will become a challenging task. Yes, I can do it 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week. But after a certain period of time, that efficiency is going to reduce. Even if I'm standing here in class and doing all these things, there will be excessive loss of energy. So we see that there is a challenge here, but then when we are having excess heat, then the working efficiency is going to decrease. Working efficiency क्या होगी? Decrease होगी. So here we are having some example through this editorial. इस एडिटोरियल में एग्जाम्पल क्या दिया गया? तमिलनाडु. There is an example of Tamil Nadu that if temperature is greater than 40 degrees Celsius, that if temperature is greater than 40 degrees Celsius, then there is loss of 50% of work hour. There is loss of 50% of work hours. It means loss of 50% of wages. Loss of 50% wages also. If there is a loss of 50% of work hour, there is a loss of 50% of wages. Yeah. What we see that this is not just example from one place. This is example from many other part of India also, in Maharashtra also, Tamil Nadu also, in any other state. If there is a excessive heat, then there is going to be loss of work hours, loss of wage. But there are other impacts also. There is increase in chances. There is an increase in chances of workplace related injuries. There is a chances of increase in workplace related injuries, like there can be heat stroke, there can be too much dehydration, and other related challenges may follow. Then we see that there is an impact on equipments. It's not that there is an impact only on the humans, even our industrial, like if there is a frequent overheat, it may lead to total shutdown. This total shutdown will delay orders, and this will lead to loss of income. So we see that even our industrial equipments, they are also going to suffer because of the excess heat. So what we see that, like we are having enormous challenge, especially in the textile sector. You have to be aware that textile sector, this is employing almost 45 million people. It is employing almost 45 million people. So textile sector is one of the very significant sector of India, which is employing around 45 million people, and the heat stress in this sector is going to be one of the most challenging thing. We are going to have El Nino this year. Indian Meteorological Department, it has already said that this year may be much more warmer. So we see that there is a challenge for almost all the sectors, and plus especially the textile sector in India. Okay. Yes, there can be more energy consumption also. There can be a climate imbalance also. So these things can also follow. Power cut is also there. Of course, power cut is there. So there are certain challenges like this. Now the author gives certain suggestions. There is suggestion also from here. So what is the suggestion? The policy makers, they must recognize heat stress as a supply chain risk. First of all, we need to recognize the issue. Right now, we are living in that denial phase. We are not recognizing that heat stress is one of the very crucial factor impacting the production of goods. The first requirement here we see that we have to give the recognition of it. So this is one of the part. We need to integrate climate heat projections into industrial policy and trade agreement. If we are making some trade agreement or other things, we have to count the heat stress as one of the important factor. Then we see that industrial clusters, they have to adopt mandatory heat action plan with enforceable temperature thresholds. ये टेम्परेचर के बाद वो प्रोडक्शन को रोक दे या एम्प्लॉयमेंट जो लोग उसमें काम कर रहे हैं उनके लिए प्रॉपर व्यवस्था करे. So what we see that there must be an enforceable temperature thresholds, cooling break and worker health assessment. The workers who are there, they must have a health assessment. There should be cooling breaks. A temperature threshold need to be decided. Then at the same time, the banks, they should also incorporate climate risk into loan assessment. Okay. And the government, they should offer concessional credit lines in cooling system, water management and heat resilient technologies. That the government need to focus on this. Government need to provide suitable incentives for cooling systems, for water management, for also this heat resilient technologies. There is also a very innovative suggestion which has been given by the author. Okay. What do you see? Labor protection code, they should also be strengthened. Okay. Workers must get clean drinking water and shaded rest areas. तो वर्कर्स को रेस्ट के लिए और उनको पानी की प्रॉपर व्यवस्था होनी चाहिए. Then we see that innovation should be there for wearable cooling technology. ये है सबसे important part. That there should be innovations which should be focused on research and development related to wearable cooling technology, heat tolerant cotton varieties and energy efficient manufacturing process. So there is a need to focus on research and innovation. Research and innovation for cooling technologies, research and innovation for cooling wearable like textiles, then cotton varieties, energy efficient manufacturing process. And also there is the international buyers who are purchasing goods from India or other developing nations. They should also bear this part of adaptation cost. Okay. That we are having this adaptation according to climate change. So the buyers, they should also be bearing the cost of it. जो इसे खरीद रहे, they should also be bearing the cost of it. If farmers are producing grains for us, we need to pay for it for the climate sufferings which they are having. In same manner, if the workers are working in textile industry for producing the textile for us, then we need to pay for that thing. We need to pay for the adaptation cost of those industries. Okay. So this is one part. The suggestions have also been given. The problem has also been highlighted. The impact has also been highlighted. The facts are also there. So अगर आपको textiles से related लिखना हो, तो I think now you can write answer on this. So there are two questions also. आपके लिए दो question भी है. Question number 1. Sports in India offer dual opportunity, the realization of dream of youth and meeting the aspiration of an emerging economy. Discuss the potential and challenges of a sports manufacturing industry in India. Second question is this. Heat stress is no longer a textbook concept. Its impact is visible on the economy and employment. Highlight the concerns of textile sector due to heat stress and suggest measures. Chinese seamen have fan sort of equipment in their uniform. Yes. So these are the some parts. ये दोनों editorial थे, sorry, 3 editorial थे. I think on the basis of it, you can write the answers easily. आप आसानी से आंसर लिख सकते हो. I hope you have understood the concept. Nilu, we have changed the time. Now we are having the editorial sessions in the morning. We are having editorial sessions This editorial session is there in morning from 8 to 9 a.m. and we are having current affairs session in evening, that is 6 to 7, but this is on KGS IAS Hindi channel. So this is there on KGS IAS Hindi channel and this one is there on KGS IAS English channel. So now we are doing both the things. अब हम दोनों ही चीजों को incorporate करके चल रहे हैं. We are incorporating the editorial also. We are incorporating the current affairs also. So this is the editorial session which we are having in the morning along with answer writing practice, and at the same time the current affairs session are also there in 6 to 7. जिनका job है वो बाद में देख सकते हैं. If you are having job, you can watch it later also in the recorded format. Okay. Evening class is there. Evening class is there from 6 to 7, which you can attend easily. I will update about this monthly magazine once again. Let me ask the team once again today and then I will let you know. जॉब वाले शटल में देख रहे हैं? Yes. So that will be all for today. That will be all for today. So let's meet then tomorrow. Do share this with your friends. Do share this with your co-aspirants that we are having this editorial session and answer writing in our daily session. Okay. So thank you so much. Comment box में लिख देना अंजलि. I will answer that tomorrow. Okay. So thank you so much everyone. Take care and all the best. Thank you.